Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here, and I have invited one of my clients. She has worked with me for a couple of months, and I invited her to share her story and her experience as a becoming mom, which is quite a very unique moment for a woman in each period, because it's it's very beautiful, and what she has how she has incorporated like the exercises and all the healthy habits into her life. And actually she is very soon due on in 2 weeks time, but I will let her to introduce herself. um, uh, Please, Emma, please state when did we started to work together, and how did you found out about me?
Um, sure. So I think I probably started um, my sessions with you in October, maybe the beginning of October. And I found out about you through a friend of mine, actually, who's also been using you. And we were chatting. I think we were out for dinner one evening, and I'd always been doing exercise classes and going to the gym before being pregnant, keen to keep that up, but also wanting to kind of train with somebody who was specialised in prenatal fitness so I could have the confidence to work out in a safe way.
Absolutely, which is very, very important to know what you do in that moment, right? And
Yeah.
how were you excited when, like, okay, you found out that your the pregnancy is on? Were you like uh, scared that how it's gonna be now that to continue your exercising routines? What was going on in your end?
No, I wasn't scared. I think because I'd been quite lucky, um, I was able to kind of keep active even at the early stages. I felt sick at the beginning, but not never enough to like totally stop everything. And I've always kind of walked quite a lot and sort of done a certain amount of exercise. So I've been able to continue that, but it was just sort of like I knew, like I'd heard that, you shouldn't be doing planks or not squats, sorry, sit ups or, crunches, that sort of thing. Um, so I just wanted to make sure I was doing that correctly. And I think if you go to gym classes, and I know, well, you can't do them now anyway at the moment, but although you raise your hand and say, "Oh, I'm pregnant," you never really feel like someone's actually giving you one-to-one kind of attention on what you should be looking out for. So I think it was kind of more, yeah, I just felt very reassured, and I was, well, when I am working out with you, and it's
Thank you, Emma. So, what was your main results? Let's say we have been together now for 3 months, yeah, since from Victoria is already stepping into the fourth. What result have you gained? And it's already also your last semester of the pregnancy. Could you share your experience, please?
yeah. So at the start, Inez was very good at like focusing on breathing and like how and technique, which I'd had a few personal training sessions before, but not on as much of a regular basis. Um, so I think we've kind of moved from like focusing a lot on technique, which obviously is particularly important at the moment, to kind of actually getting stronger. Like it's kind of, I think there are some people who think, oh, when you're pregnant, you have to, do things really slowly, which obviously for some things, but I mean, I've said to you before, and it's like I feel actually my core and my legs and arms are actually stronger now than they probably were before, because before I sort of used to go to spin classes or do more high cardio things rather than actually focusing on strength as much. So actually my workouts have changed, but in a way that in some respects I actually feel fitter or stronger than I did before.
Beautiful, Emma. And this is amazing. It's like, all of a sudden you like your perspective changes on how the exercise can also be in order to get results, right? And even
Yeah.
you during pregnancy, it's beautiful. And you also mentioned that you were using up on the side. Can you share that a little bit? Because you were saying it's kind of slightly different. And what was your experience?
Yeah, so the app is baby to body or body to baby. I can't quite remember. I think it's baby to body. And you just put in your due date, and then each week they tailor exercises to your kind of where you are in your pregnancy. And obviously, because it's an app, it has to kind of, it's not particularly tailored. Well, it's not tailored at all, other than the fact that you're pregnant. Um, and it's been good. Like, I've obviously done some of those on the side, but I definitely find that, again, I've probably been quite fortunate that I have the energy to do like more than what the app at the moment is giving. But it's a good way to supplement, but also you don't equally, the difference when you're having a session with you and it is that someone's actually watching you and, you know, telling you your technique. Whereas probably if I just done the app, there's no way I would have been as, I wouldn't have felt in as good a position or as confident as I am now, knowing that my technique was right. And also there's a lot of it's just, yeah, it's just not personal, because it's just an app that you just, you know, the classes, and also the classes are on average about 25 minutes, whereas obviously a class with you is an hour. And you don't get that kind of interaction, which at the moment is very nice, given social interaction is at a minimum.
Yeah, absolutely. And uh, coming back to the being like intimate and actually working 101 whereas following the group, it's like we all are different. And you, Emma, you have proven that you can still feel lots of energy in your last month, which I was very like, I like, are you serious? You're pregnant? She was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do squatting. Yeah, I'm ready for it. And I was like, wow, this is every mom's dream, right? That was really amazing. Like, and obviously each semester, they slow down with reps with intensity just to make it uh, more nourishing, more slow paced. And whereas Emma, you were like, boom, let's go for it, which is amazing. Yeah, I'm so glad you just proven that there could be cases that you still can have lots of energy while you keeping yourself active, while you're being pregnant, and just keep working, keep doing things, right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. And what was your favorite part working with me? What would be your takeaway from this time for us being together?
Um, well, it's been lovely getting to know you and kind of building a relationship with you over the period. And um, I think it's just been, and I suppose it's different at the moment than hopefully, or it'll be a different position. Hopefully, we're all in a few months' time. But it's just been really nice to kind of get outside and have a bit of a break from everything that's going on at the moment with lockdown and, or, you know, even when it's not proper lockdown, just kind of limited sort of things that you can do, especially with gyms being shut. And also, it's just much nicer to be outside. And um, yeah, I just think it's been really enjoyable. Like, and also, like, for example, with the arm exercises, there being a noticeable difference with how I feel in terms of strength. And it's definitely true. Like, I come away from the class feeling on a high, sort of, you know, natural endorphins, whatever they say. Um, so yeah, and it's been, the other thing that's been really helpful is, you know, you've sent me a few videos to do during the week as well, which has been really nice, because even though when we're not training um, together, I still kind of supplement that. In fact, I did one this evening um, with, you know, with your arm workouts and posture, and that's been great as well, because that would be never something I'd have done normally. Um, so yeah, no, it's just been an all round really like great experience. I'm really glad to have been doing it.
Thank you, Emma. Yes, even like, let's say if you want to get your arms stronger, that twice a week sessions, for example, yes, they're helpful. But then if you do something on a regular basis, it can take only 5 minutes. You can still gain massive results. The speed goes up for sure. And What would you say to someone like a mom that is about to like give a birth? What would be your advice to her in the situation? Because I know that some moms are still scared of exercising, still keep themselves active because they stopped basically exercising. They were exercising. I know some examples, and then they stop exercising because they don't want to harm their baby. They just don't know, they're not so sure. What would you say to that mom, becoming mom?
I'd say that I think if you feel, depending on how you feel, but if you feel right, you shouldn't be scared of carrying on exercising when you're pregnant if you kind of are supported correctly and you kind of, working out with Inez or, you're kind of having guidance. Because I actually think it can make you feel better or make one feel better about yourself because 9 months is quite a long time. Well, it is a long time to sort of totally not have any form of activity. And it's good to kind of adjust what you do. And I think also, like this is something Inez and I have talked about, that if you're in a position to do some form of exercise in the lead up, it helps with the birth, and then hopefully it makes the recovery time slightly quicker or easier when you come to want to be able to do things again. But obviously you have to just, I guess, be trusted by your body and how that feels. And if things, if you have aches and pains, then it's not great. But don't think just because you're pregnant you can't do anything, because I think that's far from it. And I think there's sort of exercise during pregnancy isn't actually isn't talked about that much. Funnily enough, I think it's sort of if you see somebody going for a run pregnant, you're like, oh right, okay, gosh, or it sort of seems to be less of the norm or less talked about. Funnily enough, there's always a lot of, oh yeah, eat for two, or oh, my excuse is to like sit and lie down or whatever. But actually sometimes if you feel right, it's much more beneficial to be doing some form of exercise.
Absolutely. And like, imagine, Emma, you wouldn't exercise for all this time, like these 9 months. Where would you feel like you would be? How would you feel?
I mean, personally, I'd feel awful because I have always been used to it. It's not like I became pregnant and decided that I wanted to get fit, and that's not meant to sound like that. I'd always, like, exercise has always been quite like, it's what I enjoy. Like, I've, from playing tennis to just walking, or doing some gym classes, or being basically that being active and outdoor has always been quite a big part of what I enjoy doing. So if I thought that I'd have to have stopped all that for 9 months, I'd kind of be a bit down. Well, I would be down because it would be such a big part of my life that I wasn't doing.
Yes,
And
absolutely. Yeah, and also regards nutrition, like you shared with me something like being pregnant. You don't have to change that many things, right? What did you say to me when we were together about? Because I was asked about your nutrition. You were like, "Hey, you just."
yeah, I haven't really um, changed anything really. I mean, obviously you can't eat certain things, but other than that, I haven't. Again, I've been fortunate enough not to kind of, even in the early stages when I was feeling a bit rough, I didn't kind of necessarily crave anything in particular. Um, so I've just kind of carried on eating what I would do anyway. And it's funny because when I go for midwife appointments and like the baby's growing really well, and it's weird that actually just what you eat normally is enough to sustain a baby's growth and development for the whole period. You don't have to do this sort of, I don't know, this eat certain things, or obviously a healthy balanced diet is going to be the best thing to have, but actually you don't suddenly need to eat a huge amount more in order for your baby to grow.
Yes, and in these cases, from my own experience, I also notice when you don't go over the board, like eat for two, then your weight doesn't increase dramatically, and then later on, it's easier to get back into the pre-pregnancy body, as they say. Yeah, that's for sure. Thank you, Emma, for sharing this your experience because it's your first baby. So I'm so excited. It's in 2 weeks' time, so we will see you on the other side. And
Yeah.
before before we end this interview, I would like to ask if there's something else you want to add. Anything you would like to share to other moms that are watching right now?
I suppose if you're thinking about is it worth having PT during pregnancy, then from my point of view, it's 100% been worth it. And, you know, I really look forward to continuing it kind of after the baby. I'm sure it will be very different. Time won't be as free, but I think it's important to make time, and also even pre baby, it's important to make time for yourself as well. So that hour that you have a week is really important to kind of, that's what you like to do. It's really important to kind of have that. So yeah, I'd go for it if you feel up for
Good.
it.
Yeah, for me time. So the exercising and being doing something for your body, it's you can call it as a me time, like having a bath or reading a book, anything for
Yeah,
each person, anything, right? So anything you do for yourself is go go. Yes, go and do it, right? Especially if you're
yeah,
pregnant.
exactly.
Take care of yourself even more,
Yeah,
a bit kinder. Mm. Thank
yeah,
you, Emma, so much for dedicating the time and yeah, freeing your evening for me, for us that is watching. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you've been amazing, and I cannot wait to meet you on the other side with little one. We still don't know who, but hey, question mark,
yeah,
right? Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
exactly. Okay,
I'll see
thanks
you.
very much. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.